Did Bob Fletcher engage in obstruction of justice? Dan Dobson posted October 11, 2006. The other day John Crinick called upon Bill Finney to drop out of the Ramsey County Sheriff's race, based of the comment that Finney made on the KSTP program, at issue accusing Sheriff Bob Fletcher of spouse abuse with his former wife. John Crinick wrote that he has seen this report and he says, "I have read the police reports, and I have talked to some of the people involved. Bob did not hit his wife, he prevented her from driving drunk." Since there were such discrepancies as to what occurred, I called Mr. Crinick and asked him to make available his copies of the police reports, so we could all impartially judge what was in them. Mr. Crinick refused to provide them to me, snippily saying that they were public records and I could get my own copy. I obtained a copy of the report, and while what Mr. Crinick wrote is correct, Bob Fletcher did not assault his wife when she called St. Paul Police on June 10, 1999, what is contained in the report is even more disturbing than that. It appears that Bob Fletcher, as Ramsey County Sheriff, attempted to obstruct an investigation by the St. Paul Police Department. The report number is 99-103-176 and is dated July 10, 1999. Officer Jeus, employee number 317360, wrote in his supplemental report, "In my opinion, Robert Fletcher attempted to manage and influence the SPPD, St. Paul Police Department, response to the 911 call regarding the domestic disturbance at his residence between he and his spouse." I cite the following examples which lead me to this conclusion. Are Fletcher's monitoring of the 911 call, dispatching SPPD squads to his address and subsequent Channel 3 communication indication there wasn't any problem and he would explain everything when he arrived. Are Fletcher's attempt to direct Officer Chouinard in the performance of his duties as though he were a subordinate, specifically telling Officer to go in the house and speak to Linda Fletcher while he, Fletcher, waited outside. While Officer Chouinard was speaking to Fletcher inside the residence, Fletcher entering and pressuring Officer Chouinard to bring this to conclusion because he didn't like the squads in front of his residence. Stating an objection to my direction for squads 334 and 364 to clear the scene because the officers had already spoken to Fletcher and knew the story. I needed to explain to Fletcher that this was a SPPD matter and would be handled under my direction and authority as the St. Paul Police Commander of Eastern District. I have the full report regarding the domestic disturbance at Bob Fletcher's house, and anyone may view it by contacting me. I will be more than happy to fax it or send it as email attachment to anyone who wants to view it. Dan Dobson, Summit Hill, St. Paul.